And online, WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to most of you. A little bit of sun for others, from what I understand. I'm Terry Henney here at Radio Center. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Had ourselves a good day yesterday. And Jonathan Dent, it looks like tomorrow we'll be on the road again.
Absolutely.
And we're looking for a lot more in the way of sun then.
Yeah, for sure. You say so. They're telling me that there's sun out there somewhere.
It must be above the clouds.
It's not here.
I'm not seeing much of anything, but I'm looking at a piece of paper here that says partly sunny skies right now. So, all right,
that's what I'm seeing.
Got to be some sun around somewhere. We didn't start off as chilly as what we did last night, overnight, and there has been some widely scattered sprinkles around northern Michigan anyway. And it does appear as though by the time we move through the remainder of the day today, we should see maybe a sprinkle or in some cases a little bit of a shower. We'll talk about that forecast in just a moment. Right now, what do we have?
Well, right now, as we mentioned, partly sunny skies out at the airport, 61 degrees. Downtown Midlands at 61 with partly sunny skies. Here at Radio Center, though, we're not so lucky. 62 degrees under cloudy skies. Calm winds, though, 29.72 for our barometer, and that is falling.
We do have a low-pressure system, which is currently situated over northern Wisconsin, and that is the culprit. Well, at least that's what we're banking on as far as getting us a little bit of precipitation as it moves through the lower peninsula. Right now, northern Michigan has been picking up some shower activity. I want to say the northern third of the lower peninsula, and I am looking right now at some shower activity that has been moving through the central part of the state and kind of heading in a southeasterly direction. So everything, for the most part, is kind of looping around us. Michigan's upper thumb is getting a sprinkle or two, and I mean the upper thumb, the toenail or the fingernail or whatever it is of the thumb. They're getting some precipitation. Port Austin did have a heavy downpour here within the last hour or so.
Well, they missed out over the weekend for the most part, didn't they?
Yes, they did. As a matter of fact, I heard a lot about that yesterday, where many of the folks in some of the areas that we're talking about didn't get anything. And we did have some folks on the west side of Saginaw. You move a little bit further closer to Gratiot County, Isabella County. They didn't pick up much of anything in the way of moisture, and we did. The further east you got, there was a better chance. But again, the upper thumb, they didn't get much of anything at all. That low pressure system that's moving through is going to generate not only the clouds, but some rainy skies as we go through the afternoon. Hopefully you'll get on your back porch a nice little shower. If we do, there is that possibility of anywhere between 1/10 of an inch and a 1/2 inch. So kind of a wide spectrum right now of what we're looking at as far as rainfall amounts go. So cloudy, rainy skies around. We're looking for a high temperature, I want to say 70 degrees, so we're not setting the world on fire. Nothing like we did a year ago. We broke a record on this day a year ago, 95 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember that.
And it was 70 for a low. So
warm day.
Yeah, we had a warm day going. 54 is going to be our low tonight with the clouds. Still some spotty showers around early, but then thinning out as the high pressure system moves into the western part of the upper peninsula, and then some clearing skies as we move into the day on Friday. Friday, we'll start out with a few clouds around, 73 for a high, but then sun as we move through the morning hours. High pressure over Lake Superior is going to drop into northeastern Wisconsin. That's the reason why we'll clear things out and also keep the temperatures a little bit on the cool side. We're having right now pretty much a calm breeze. If there is any, it's coming out of the west. Eventually, though, later this afternoon and tonight, it'll be coming out of the north because of that high. And then during the day tomorrow, we'll have a north breeze. It'll pick up a little bit, about 10, 12, 13 miles per hour. 73 is the reason why all of that, with the high pressure up north and the breeze. But Sunny skies, 52 for a low on Friday night. Then during the day on Saturday, we're going to be looking at mostly sunny skies. 82 is our projected high temperature for Saturday. Again, with a light north breeze, clear skies, 54 for a low on Saturday night. More of the same on Sunday, sunshine, middle 80s, upper 50s for a low on Sunday night. And we're going to keep our eye on a couple of systems, but nothing really seems to be generating anything in the way of precipitation until we get to the tail end of the work week next week, Jonathan. But down south, not only do they have heat, matter of fact, I was looking at the projected high temperatures in Texas today, anywhere from 97 to 108.
Oh, my.
10 cities in Texas are projecting those temperatures at least that warm. And the heat is moving all the way over into Florida, where right now Fort Myers is looking at 101, Tampa 103, Orlando 100, and Vero Beach 103.
Well, we look at them enviously in the middle of winter, so I guess this is the trade-off, isn't it?
I guess. So they're getting that, and of course they're getting some severe weather that's running all the way from the eastern part of Texas over into Florida.
Yeah.
Over the day yesterday, just in Texas alone, there were, well, I should say from Oklahoma, Texas, and then moving a little bit further east, Louisiana, they had 10 tornadoes. And they had more than 50 severe weather 500 severe weather advisories. So that subtropical jet stream that's cutting off all the moisture from us is very active, and it's running across those southern tier states. They're getting the most of it. Sun will set this evening at 9:19, rise tomorrow morning at 5:55. Incidentally, the record low on this day is 42. That was set back in 1927 and tied in 1999. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by.
We'll be talking with Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons. She'll start us off with our market report. Then we'll head on over to Doug Klein at Oppenheimer. All of that's coming up. But first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment. Farmall tractors, we've been talking about it. They've got them. They've got them on display right now. Anywhere from the value-packed Farmall Compact A Series to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. They know that getting the job done starts with choosing the right Farmall tractor, because the Farmall is the Farmall, because that's what it does. Number of things that it can do on your farm operation to make your workload a whole lot easier. The tractor does it all, so no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and it's called Farmall. See them at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. Sounds like you got a busy day going. What's going on?
Yeah, a little bit of stuff going on in the market today. We have the European Union lowered their forecast for wheat and barley in May, so they think their stocks are going to be a little tighter over there. We had ConNab come out at the beginning of the week with the South American report saying they're down just a tick on their corn yield, which is still lower than the USDA has them pegged, and they raised their soybeans just a little bit, but it's still not as high as the USDA has them. So a little bit of conflict there. The market's also trading very much a weather market. Every 2 to 6 hours, we're seeing a change in values. Right now, we still got quite a few pockets of dryness across the Midwest that we're honing in on a little bit more, hoping we can catch some rain. So with that, today we got corn up 13 cents, beans up 31 cents, and wheat up 17.
Boy, you got to be on the air more often.
It's a nice change in tune, right?
I guess so. So on the board, what do those readings translate into?
Yeah, nearby corn, we're at 603. New crop corn, 506. January corn, 530. Nearby beans, 1414. New crop beans, 1214. January 24 beans, 1242. New crop red wheat, 570. And new crop white wheat at 645.
Melinda, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Hey, you too.
You bet. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Doug Klein along with us now.
Yes, indeed. We
Yeah.
say good morning to Doug Klein at
The
Oppenheimer.
Market Report brought to you by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. So just stop by any of their conveniently located offices and see how they can become your hometown financial solution. Find out more by stopping by or going online to frankenmuthcu.org. And by Freeland Bean and Grain, post-herbicide application season going on right now. Sure Crop and Nature's products, they've got a great selection of those at Freeland Bean and Grain. Those will help you increase your yields. And along with that, they've got Vic, who's a certified crop advisor. He'll help scout your fields, and he'll help you schedule the needs, whatever you do need, because right now, obviously, there's these crops do need that foliar product to get them really up and running if they get any fertilizer or if they get any precipitation to them. The other thing is, of course, insect control. We really need to take care of that. 2 sprayer units ready to help you control weed pressure and apply foliar products. Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983. Serving you is their business. Well, Doug, looks like a pretty good day in Chicago, at least on the Board of Trade anyway.
Quite interesting, I would say.
Yeah.
But it all seems to be wrapped around the dollar and money policy. Of course, everybody knows that the Fed stayed pat yesterday on interest rates, kind of hinting that they might raise interest rates later on in the year, which kind of makes sense a little bit if they want to take the market down before they bring it back, kind of an election cycle thing. But that's just me. Europe raised interest rates overnight, which was completely different than what we're doing here. They're really behind the 8 ball on their inflation. Their inflation is way out of control, kind of like ours was, a year ago. China lowered interest rates, also interesting. So they're a little bit ahead of us on their monetary policy. So this all works together. The dollar gets hit pretty hard today, 66 ticks. The euro's up pretty strong today, about 100 ticks. So it all kind of sort of makes sense just based on that. And then I heard this FOMO, fear of missing out, also starting to drive stock prices higher. S&P hit a new high today. NASDAQ hit a new high today. So Microsoft hit a new high today. So, we'll see how far it takes us. But, the stock market's sort of in a pretty bullish position right now. We'll see if the grain markets can do the same thing. I mean, this is a nice bounce we're getting. We'll see if they can get the short sellers nervous. That's where you make your real money, when the short sellers get nervous. And
Yep.
start. So anyway, here's your numbers. July corn 620, up 12 1/4. December corn is 565 1/4, up 16. July soybeans 1419 1/4, up 31. November soybeans 1274 3/4, up 34 3/4. July wheat 646 1/2, up 16 1/4. And December wheat 671 3/4, up 14 3/4. Crude oil, of course, is joining the party. 69.90, up $1.63. Heating oil is $244.33, up 8.5 cents. Gasoline is $2.6169, up 6.25 cents. Natural gas $2.59.5, that's up 18 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3229 at the border. That's down 93 ticks. The dollar buys 140.48 yen. That's up 39 ticks. The euro's at 109.31, up 100 ticks. The dollar's at 102.29. That's down 65 ticks. So gold and silver, they were down a little bit, kind of moderating right now. So gold's at 1968.60, down 30 cents. Silver's at 23.87, down 23 cents. Platinum's at 991.70, that's up 11.70. Copper is at 389.90, that's up 2.5 cents.
A little bit of a jump there.
A little bit of a jump, that's a Chinese thing. When they lower interest rates, trying to get their economy, their housing sector, their industrial sector going again, jump-started. And by the way, they were way down year over year. So they've got a lot of comeback, potential there. So copper might be an interesting one to watch.
It might be. Doug, have a good one.
Okay, you too.
We'll talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Understand, Jonathan, we're going to talk about the plant of the week.
It is the plant of the week with Jerry Samulski from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. Jerry, what do you got for us?
We've got Weigelia today. Great plant, a lot of different varieties of Weigelia. We've got lemon ice, we've got My Monet, we've got Sonic Bloom, Spilt Wine, Wine and Roses, all kinds of different varieties from burgundy leaf to nice light green leaf, yellow flowers, pink, white flowers. It's a great plant. Most of them about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide. There are some smaller varieties that are about the 2 feet, 2 by 2. So smaller varieties, and they perform very well. And this year their blooms have been amazing. They're always good, but this year they were fantastic. So Weigelia, a plant for all purposes.
All right. You have a good one, Jerry.
Yes, sir, Terry.
Take care. All righty. And of course, you do have them at the nursery, right? Yep,
I think he does.
I think he does. Probably running out to take a look and make sure he's got enough of them.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a pretty good plant. We're going to take a quick break, and then Joe Kramer.
Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission comes along after this.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning out the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Don't forget risk management. That's what it's all about. And Mr. Farmer with Mother Nature showing us some of the slick moves that she's had so far. Got a funny feeling there's a whole lot more coming up. That's why you should be working with the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency to take advantage of the good things and protect yourself against the bad. They are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in Reese, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Say good morning to Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Joe, how's things looking out there?
Well, we're feeling a little better, Terry. You gave us a little shot of rain since we spoke last week, and I think we predicted on Monday at our commission meeting Monday night that Michigan was about 70% planted in the dry bean crop. Guys were waiting for moisture, and I think we've got a little dab here now, and guys are kind of getting finished up. So we didn't talk a lot about Mindeck last week, and after doing a little homework out there, it seems like the bulk of their crop is planted. Everybody feels like it's, up and coming pretty good shape. There's some areas there to the north that are dry, so we're kind of watching that a little bit. But the consensus seems to be that pinto bean acreage is down slightly, black bean acreage is down slightly, and navy bean acreage is down slightly out there. And I'm kind of going the other way. I still think when we get all the numbers put together, it's hard for me to believe that they're going to be down pinto bean acreage, but we'll see what happens. We won't know that probably till the middle of August.
You think maybe some of that because of the later start planting in general of a lot of the other crops, or are they just going to transpose those acres into another crop?
Well, they've been talking that they would be down all winter, but I just didn't see a good reason for it. Wheat was softer. Pinto bean prices had been good. So I'm still thinking that some guys are underestimating pinto acreage because based on seed sales, but there's a lot of growers in that region that'll put seed in right out of their bin, and brown bag seed as they call it. So I don't know. I think when everything's said and done, I'm still thinking they're going to probably be steady on pinto bean acreage, but we'll see here in a couple months.
Very interesting. Joe, you take care. Let's talk again soon, okay?
Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Along with us right now, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. John?
Yes, indeed. Craig, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey, not doing too bad. What should we be thinking about right now, Craig?
Well, I had an interesting conversation the other day with a customer. We were going over their policies, and they asked about some goofy language on the deck page that said ordinance or law coverage, and they wondered what that was. And I don't think that's something we talk about very often. Real quick, if your home is damaged by, say, a fire or something, and you have to pull a building permit to get it repaired, sometimes they can require you to upgrade things to the current building code. Smoke detectors is a common one. They have to be hardwired now, so they all go off together. You want that ordinance or law coverage from your policy on there so it will pay for that expense to upgrade to the current building code. Not all policies have it on there, so it's something you got to be careful of and keep an eye on as an agent. So we don't want people paying out of pocket for those kind of expenses.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Very interesting. I, quite frankly, have never really thought of it.
No, especially on farms. We have a lot of older homes, even though they've been remodeled over the years, and they're very nice, but they may not be up to today's code, so that can trip us up sometimes.
Boy, it sure can. You have a good day, Craig. We'll talk to you again soon, all right?
All right. Thank you very much. You too.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Want to slide over to New York right now, Jonathan?
Well, we had some good news in Chicago. Let's see if there's good news in New York as well. For that, we slide over to Steve Anderson from Baird & Company. Steve, how we doing?
Well, guess what? We do have good news today.
Hey, there you go.
Yay. Well, let's call it that and be done. Dow Jones Industrial Average right now is ahead by 355 points, putting it at 34,335. Volume is 301 million shares. NASDAQ ahead by 86 at 13,713. That's on 413 million shares. Locally, Caterpillar 246.97 up 365. Deere 403.94 up 489. CMS 60.71 up 29. Dow 53.48 up 67. DuPont 69.51 down 43. Corteva 57.85 up 82. GM 37.56 up 20. Trinzio 14.94 up 56. Walmart 157.36 up 49. Huntington Banks 10.77 up 9. Independent Bank 18.34 up 2. And AT&T is ahead by 18 cents at 16.02.
Not bad.
I didn't do bad today.
You done wonderful. Take care,
Yeah.
Steve. We'll talk to you again. All righty?
Sounds good.
All right. Steve Anderson over at Baird and Company. We'll be right back. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's VSET, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions.
When it comes to protecting your field from disease and environmental stress, there's Revitec fungicide. And there's everything else. When it comes to unparalleled power, there's Revitec. And everything else. And when it comes to speed and stamina, this is Revitec. This is everything else. Nothing else comes close to Revitec fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Now over to Christine, reporting live with the weather.
Well, Ted, yesterday's sunshine is now a torrential downpour. And with so many farmers harvesting, this really is a disaster. Except for Bob here.
Hello.
Bob, you use Sharpen herbicide from BASF as a harvest aid.
Yep.
With premium desiccation and control over late season weeds, it's harvest time when you say it is.
Sharpen herbicide works. Always read and follow label directions.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor, where it's new parts for old tractors made easy. They'll take care of you. You know, your tractor's got to work for you, especially if it's an older one. You do need the parts to keep it moving. They can help. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.